So hi everybody, and welcome back to the channel. If you haven't been here before, thanks for stopping by and taking a look. Today I'm out on a scouting mission in the upper Adirondacks. Actually, it's more in the central Adirondacks. And taking a drive, just trying to find some locations where I might be able to shoot some good sunrise or sunset photos. And then even keep in mind that even though we're in the midst of summer, that there might be some ideal locations for doing some fall photography as well. So stay tuned for more of that later in the year. But today I wanted to share with you 5 reasons, or 6 reasons really, why I got into landscape photography and how it partially saved my life. So stay tuned. So reason number 1 for why I shoot landscape photography is my physical health. So I've been shooting landscapes for over 20 years, and just getting out into nature in the first place and walking distances, long distances, sometimes with 30-pound pack, certainly makes it a physical activity. It doesn't necessarily need to be. If you're into landscape photography and you don't want to carry a lot of equipment, you can just walk into the woods with just a camera. But I carry a good amount of equipment, including a tripod, and usually it's about 30 pounds each time I go out, so it's a pretty physically exerting activity. Being in good health, good physical health, allows me to be able to hike and paddle into remote areas that normally I wouldn't be able to do if I wasn't in somewhat of a decent condition to do that. So that's another reason why I think landscape photography gets me out more often, gets me more physical, and allows me to be able to do those types of activities. One of the other things that it's been found that with physical activity, it helps build your immune system. It also helps with lowering your blood pressure and helping to improve your overall physical health. With all that said, in 2017, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. Of course, nobody ever wants to hear the C word, but going through rounds of chemotherapy and radiation definitely had an impact on my overall physical health. And so getting myself back into good physical condition took me a while, but landscape photography helped give me that drive and that focus to be able to want to be able to get back out and shoot landscapes and get myself back into some type of physical condition where I could do that. Which leads me to my next reason, which is mental health. So getting out in nature like this and just spending time in the quiet solitude with trees, the wind, the sun is definitely a stress reducer and helps reduce anxiety. So during my treatments, just focusing on my friends, my family, my wife and kids, but also focusing on my ability to be able to get out into the woods like this definitely improved my overall mental health and gave me hope, gave me something to look forward to once treatments were all over. Reason number 3 is just being able to get out into nature, especially to find locations maybe some people don't normally get a chance to see. Gives me an opportunity to be able to learn more about that area. It gives me the opportunity to learn about nature, what certain plants are, what certain animals are, what certain animal behaviors are. And just, it's something that I've always done since I was a kid. My parents always bought me books on things like zoology and rocks, minerals, plant identification, tree and leaf identification, and just being able to go out and actually do that as a part of my landscape nature photography sort of helps me relive my childhood. So reason number 4 is I love to learn about the communities that surround these wild and beautiful places. It gives me an opportunity to be able to spend time in those areas, learn about the people, learn about the businesses, and be able to help contribute to their economy, because I am going up and looking for places a lot of times just as a day trip, not necessarily as a multi-day trip or a week. But there are times when I go up for the day, you know, and just stopping at a shop to buy a souvenir for my wife or kids, or to purchase food, water, anything like that, helps to contribute to their economy and helps to keep those places going, so that when I go up again, then hopefully those places are still around. I can gear up on supplies or whatever I need for the day, or even for a week camping trip. So, and I love the history. I love learning the history of these places. Just trying to discover what some of the people who came before me loved about that area and why they lived in that area, and what kinds of things can I get out of that as part of, and be able to represent in my photographs when I go out and shoot these beautiful wild landscapes. So reason number 5 is just landscape photography, and being out in nature gives me an opportunity to satisfy my need for some adventure, some exploration, to discover areas that I haven't been to before, and just to explore, maybe see some things that other people haven't had a chance to see. Being able to get in my canoe and travel to wilderness areas in the Adirondack Mountains, for instance, and getting to remote wilderness campsites and mountains that maybe some people just don't have a chance to do. And that's one of the things I enjoy, is being able to share my experiences through my landscape photography with people who might not be able to get a chance to do that. And so even though I enjoy landscape photography, it's pretty much secondary to just being out into nature and getting outdoors. And it gives me an opportunity to be able to share those experiences with other people. Reason number 6 really is, I hope that by going out and shooting these wild places, shooting the wildlife, shooting nature, that I can show people how important it is to have natural places like this. It's not going to be here if we don't take care of it. With global warming, it's just a known fact that we're starting to see behaviors that are of animals and insects like ticks and sharks and turtles, and seeing things that we've never really seen in our lifetime. And knowing that that's a part of our natural world, is that it's important for us to be able to share these wild places while they're still wild, and that there's still some beautiful landscapes to be able to photograph. And I hope that I'm able to do that for a lot of the people who buy my photography, or who visit my site, or who watch this YouTube channel. So really that's another main goal. Mosquitoes are crazy today. I've got deer flies hanging around me too. I don't normally keep my hood up, but the bugs are definitely out today. What are some reasons that you enjoy landscape photography? What is it that you love about getting out into nature? Is it the ability to be able to just get out into wild places? Like for me, getting into locations that maybe some people don't get to. I also enjoy the process of landscape photography and setting up the camera and taking my time, and it gets my mind out of work mode and into a more zen space. So I I'm curious to hear what it is that intrigues you or interests you as part of your landscape photography. So leave me a comment, share your information. The whole reason for this channel is to be able to share information with each other and to build a community. So please leave a comment. If you enjoyed this type of content, please leave a like. And if you want to get future notifications for videos, please consider hitting that little bell. And if you really like this type of content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Oh, sorry, bug on the lens. But consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. So get outdoors and capture some great light.